Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fire Emblem the Sacred Stones. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Titanium Leg Man, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of training for our new recruit, Amelia. Let's go. When last we left off, we had just finished defeating an ambush at Port Kiris, so we could acquire a ship, so we could proceed onward into Carcino. The issues with that are that there are no ships, and apparently that is because there's a ghost ship that is trawling the seas up here to the north and causing problems for everybody. Our solution? Take an overland route. However, we weren't able to get out of Port Kiris without a bit of a fight put up by some mercenaries who'd been hired by Grado to put us down. However, there is one happy story that came out of that, and that is we picked up this wonderful little piece of lance-wielding work, Amelia. As mentioned previously, Amelia is a recruit, otherwise known as a trainee class, much like Ross, and she's able to grow into either a knight or a cavalier, and as such is able to end as a general, a paladin, or a great knight. Now, I exclusively go General Amelia, and I think that's generally the accepted quote-unquote canon, based on the fact that she shows up as a general in Fire Emblem Heroes. But before she can be that, she's just a little girl with a lance. But we need to make her strong. To do so, we're going to return to the Tower of Volney, and we're going to do some training. We do have a couple people that could probably use a little bit of leveling, not by much. Basically, anyone who isn't level 10 who are still using, I'd like to get to level 10, other than Seth, because technically speaking, Seth is like level 23. But, so I want to get anyone who isn't 10 to 10. We also have to train up Tana a bit, who we recruited as well. And, yeah, to do so, we're going to take a couple of forays into the Tower of Volney. Now, to do that successfully, I want to make sure that Amelia has a couple of things, which she doesn't have currently, so we're going to have to pick them up. I want her to have an Iron Lance, so she can do a little bit more damage, since her strength right now is, let's be frank here, abysmal. And also I want her to have a Javelin. Since she only has 4 move, having that extra point, quote-unquote point, of attack range is going to be of a big benefit to her. Beyond that, though, I think everyone that we are looking to train has enough weaponry for now. So we're not going to worry about spending any more money. We're just going to get in there. The goal right now is to get Amelia out of the recruit stage and on to knight, since knight is the path to general, as well as great knight. But in my experience, cavalry Amelia never turns out well, so we're going to avoid doing that. We're taking Tana, Natasha, Mulder, Colm, Naimi, Joshua, and Amelia. And I'm thinking if we run into any revenants, we're going to want Seth to soften them up. So we'll grab Seth as well. Now, what do we have? Well, I keep doing that. Not revenant, entombed. Entombed are the ones that we're going to need Seth to deal with. Looks like we only have the one, which is fine. That'll be easy enough to deal with. We will put Joshua up here on the right. Colm can take the left. Tana can follow up behind Joshua. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Okay, here we go. I'm going to leave animations on at first, just for the sake of variety, and so we can see Amelia's animations, but then I'll probably turn them off as we finish things up here. I may not show this whole process. It depends on how lucky we get with what enemies spawn on these runs. Because obviously if we get things like Entombed that we can get kills with Amelia on, that'll be a guaranteed level right there. But it could be a little bit slower depending on how this all goes down. Now, something to note. The Entombed and the Revenants... Well, maybe not the Entombed. No, probably not the Entombed. But the Revenants at the very least aren't going to be able to double Amelia, but they can do a lot of damage. They have 15 attack, she only has 16 HP and 2 defense, so they can bring her to within a point of death's door, basically. Obviously not great. Now, let's see. The Iron Lance is going to slow her by 2, so she'll be at equal speed with them. So we can put the Iron Lance on there. She does have a speed wing, but we're not going to use that yet, because she's not going to need it, I promise you that. And we'll have everyone ready to go. Bring it on, flesh bags. This whole beginning level of the tower must smell just heinous. I love her little animation. It's so great. Only complaint I have about Amelia is basically from a character design standpoint, and that's just from the design point of her sprite. She should be wearing red armor. She just should be. She's got Grado red armor in her character portrait. She should be wearing full red armor. Now, what is nice is as we promote her, she will transition into this pinkish, orangish, reddish armor, so that's good. But right now, Joshua, why are your animations still not on? Right now, it should be. It should be. Let's be honest here. It should be. Okay, so how do we want to deal with this? We can get Naomi a kill on this Revenant here, which is good. Excellent. Okay, which will allow Colm to come up and body block here. Because he's Colm, he hasn't taken any damage, so we don't need to worry about him on that front. Now, Tana. I think Tana's going to take this kill here. So we do this, right? The Entombed is dropped down to 2 HP, easily killable for Amelia. Then what's the play? We have a Bone Walker that will come around and attack her. But if we heal her, she should be okay. What is the Bone Walker's stats? 5 speed, 11 attack. If we put the Slim Lance on her, it won't be able to double her. And she's got enough HP to survive, so I think this is going to be the play. Seth will take a big hit here, but nothing else on the map will be able to do nearly as much damage to him as this Entombed can. So I'm not too worried about that. I love the sickly green skin that the Entombed has. It's so cool. Okay, then Tana comes in. Whoop. Finishes off this guy. Maybe gets a lucky dodge in? Maybe? Negative. Okay, fair enough. This is why we have 2 healers. You can already see, like, even though she's of, what, I think 5 or 6 levels lower than Vanessa, Tana's just raw damage output is insane. Ooh. Huh. Okay. I didn't think that she would have such a low chance to hit on this guy, relatively speaking. We're still going to go for it because we're relatively early into the mission. If she dies, she dies. But the potential benefit of getting a whole nother level here is just too strong. So, nice. Now, something I do want to do more of, and I'm going to start doing more of, is I want to start highlighting the growth rates of our characters as we recruit them, and then also going through the backlog of characters that we're still using and highlighting those growth rates as well. Now, what are growth rates, you might ask? Good question. Growth rates are basically just what determines your character's stats and their chances of leveling up. So when you look at a character in Fire Emblem, they have, generally speaking, 2 aspects of their stats you have to look at. You have to look at, and we'll use Amelia here because she's still fairly low level, their base stats, which are the stats that they have when you recruit them. For those of you who are diligent listeners, I highlighted this when I was talking about how Joshua comes in with higher base stats if you're on hard mode because he starts as an enemy and benefits from the increased enemy stats that all enemies have on hard mode. Base stats are very, very, very important because even if a character has really good growths, if they have really bad bases, it can be really difficult to get them to a usable point. Whereas you have a character like, say, Seth, who has really good bases, especially for when he starts, like when you are first able to use him at the start of the game, and still has decent enough growth rates moving forward that he maintains his usefulness throughout the whole game. What are growths? The growth rate of any given stat is the percentage chance that that stat will go up 1 or even sometimes 2 points each time you level up. Growth rates can span anywhere from 0% to, in some Fire Emblem games, like 240%. There are a few characters that are just insane in that regard, but that's because you can only level them like twice before they're maxed. Taking a unit's bases and their growth rates into account is of vital importance when you're deciding if you're going to use them or not, and when you're judging if they're worth using or not. So, we'll go through that a bit as we have the opportunity. I'm going to pull up Amelia's in a second here and highlight them for you. But for now, we do need to give Tana a little bit of healing. And Natasha is going to get attacked here, but she's tough enough that she'll be able to survive. I'm not too worried about that. Okay, that's fine. Tana, you're in good shape. You're a tough lass. You'll be fine. Okay, good. We have this guy going for Amelia, as expected. That'll get her some more XP. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. So, a lot of action here. We can get a kill on this Bone Walker with Naimi, which will be good. Naimi, who's just holding in there. Very proud of her. Then, we have this fine gentleman here. I think we're going to be safe, and we're going to huck a javelin at him. Nice. Good job, Amelia. Very good. You can see how this process can really start moving when you're having these trainee characters fight units that are like of a much higher level than the ones that we fought with Ross at the beginning of the game. That was a really good level, by the way. So it's quite easy for them to get very well leveled very quickly, which is nice. Oh wait, you know what? We need to turn on Joshua's animations. I still don't know why they're off when everyone else's were on. That's so weird. I thought I fixed that before. Okay, now the question here is, how do we want to proceed? I think the play here is going to be to give healing to Tana and Seth. We'll have them body block for Naimi so she's not getting attacked at a range that she can't counter from. Yeah, and then we can proceed from there. That'll work. I think we put Colm on the pillar, because Tana can't take advantage of it, and Seth just doesn't need to. Actually, realistically, this Revenant is either going to attack Natasha, or Mulder, or Naimi, so really it doesn't matter, and Naimi's honestly probably more well-equipped to take the hit than Natasha is. Wow, I'm actually completely wrong. Natasha's better equipped. Okay, fair enough. Huh. Well, that's actually good, because that'll bring it into range for Amelia to do some damage too, so, choice. Good stuff. Very good. Joshua needing no assistance in slaughtering things to his benefit. Ooh, nice level. Very good stuff. I'd like to see him get a little bit more strength. I'm starting to get worried about that for him, but beyond that, I mean, he's doing exactly what a Myrmidon needs to do. Very good. Colm also continuing his job as a discount Myrmidon, making me very, very happy. Excellent. Ooh! Colm, buddy! Bringing home the pain. Good stuff. That's excellent. Okay, because it had the defense bonus from the pillar, not quite able to kill it, which is totally fine. Okay, so how do we want to get this kill for Amelia? That's not going to work. I'm thinking we come here with Naimi, let her soften it up, and then Amelia can get the kill from there. Yep, perfect. The way things are progressing, we'll probably still need one more run of the tower to get Amelia to Knight, but I think once... I think that should be all that we need. Because at this point, realistically, we should be able to get maybe 3 or even 4 more levels for Amelia here. So we'll only really need to bop in, get her 1 kill with something, and then just clear out the tower with everybody else, and we'll be good. Okay, very good. I like these kind of low-key episodes where we're just going through, getting some levels up. I'm chatting with all of y'all. It's nice. It's very nice. Ooh, Tana. Very good. Very, 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 very good. The one thing that can suck about these kind of leveling sessions is when you get just a chain of bad levels in a row on all of your characters, and it's like, well, we just wasted all this time and potential, but not happening today. Everyone's pulling out all the stops. This is good. I'd really be happy if we could get Mulder and Natasha to 10 during this as well. Mulder's close. Natasha's not quite as close, but that's okay. Alright, Colm. Lure them in for the new recruit, shall we? Get some healing going on. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't really have anyone else that we can heal here with Natasha, so she'll just chill, and we'll go from there. Bring it on! Very good. I didn't actually expect Tana to just drop that guy in one round. That was extremely impressive, huh? Okay, very good. Colm, again, he could have a little bit more strength behind him, but for what he does, just luring in enemies so that they're easier to kill, it's totally fine. He does exactly what he needs to. Amelia already at the point where she's doubling these revenants. Perhaps not the largest achievement, considering they're rotting zombies, but she wasn't doing it at the start of the mission. Oh, yep, here we go. Yep. Amelia things are happening. This is exactly what I wanted. We gotta heal on Natasha now with Mulder. Not bad, not bad. Natasha's gonna be a powerhouse once we're able to get her to a point where she can use offensive magic. She's gonna shred some people, I promise you that. Actually, we can start picking up the boss with Naimi. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go. Very good. I would like to try and get the kill on the boss with Amelia. I think, although realistically, she's going to hit 6. We could get her to 7. Maybe that's the play. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. We have to get this last Revenant up here in the top right dealt with. This one's a little bit more resilient. Tana's not quite able to just drop it immediately. Okay. Amelia is now at the point where she can pull this guy by herself, I would say. I know, technically speaking, Tana could use the experience more, but Tana's going to have a lot more opportunities to get experience since she can counterattack from range. Naimi, on the other hand, she just needs to get kills wherever she can, so we're just going to give it to her. We are going to have to buy new heal staves for Mulder and for Natasha, but that's fine. I'm not particularly worried about that. We have a sufficient amount of funds at the moment, I would say. Oh, poor Amelia, like, her introduction to us is getting her to commit treason, and then immediately throwing her into a tower full of rotting, flesh-eating zombies to go train in face-to-face combat with them. It smells terrible, they look terrifying. They're literally trying to tear her from limb from limb. She's incurring wounds, like, welcome to the soldier's life, little girl. Good luck. You're going to become one of our greatest warriors in time. Nice. See, Ross was giving us some trouble when we were leveling him up. Not so much with Amelia. Not so much. Now what I'm thinking here is we might actually be able to chuck some javelins at this guy to squeeze just that little bit of extra experience out of him. Like so. An entire half of a level from hitting a boss with a javelin. Nice. So we're definitely going to hit 8 with her then, which is awesome, because she'll only need a couple of kills in the next run. We'll probably just turn animations off, let the others get a little bit more experience, and then we'll be done. And we'll call this, I guess, a bit of a mini-sode, but that's okay. Goodbye! Now, there is something else that you'll see here, which will be of particular interest in just a moment. Okay. Not as amazing as the level there, but that's okay. So see, now that we've completed Chapter 9 at Port Kiris, we now have another level of the Tower of Volney unlocked. Now, as I said before, we're not going to engage in that every time, especially not today since we're just doing some training, but maybe we'll give it another couple of levels, and we'll come back and do a whole bunch of them in a row. For now, though, let's get a little bit more healing for... Oh, excuse me, for Natasha and Mulder, shall we? Let's see. We can get a heal for Natasha, because she will need it, and we can get a heal for Mulder, because he will need it. Okay, perfect. We're going to go right back in with the same crew and get this finished up. And we return. Decided to take a quick break there so that I could pull up those growth rates that I was talking about for our characters. We'll be highlighting those as we go through this chapter. Now, there are a couple of revenants here that we're going to have to worry about. Seth might be getting a little bit of extra bonus experience, but that's okay. For now, let's get Amelia set up here to do some damage. And as we do so, we'll highlight those growths. For now, though, let's figure out what our formation is going to be. There's a lot of stuff front-loaded at this juncture, but that's all right. Okay, so the nice thing about Amelia is that she has really nice, well-balanced stats across the board. She has 60% chance to increase her HP, and this is going to be a universal thing across the board. So, 35 in strength/magic, 40 in skill, 40 in speed, 50 in luck, 30 in defense, and 15 in resistance. So, much like most characters, especially in earlier Fire Emblem games, before growth rates really became very inflated beyond what they originally were in some of the classic games, she's not guaranteed to get levels in stats every time. Like, she's just not. And that's okay. because it makes for a more interesting game experience. You can get bad characters. You can get characters that are maybe a little bit more specialized towards one thing than they were last time you used them, things like that. But Amelia is just universally solid across the board. Anything 50 or above is pretty much great. Like, at base, you have a 50% chance every time you level to see an increase there. That means you're guaranteed to see many increases over the course of any average game, which is awesome. How do we want to deal with this here? Amelia's just straight up able to hold her own now, and it's wonderful. Not babying her nearly as much as we did Ross. So, for Amelia, if you look at it, her strength is a little low, as is her defense and her resistance. If you're not careful, and this is why I kind of have issues with using her as a cavalry class, you can see Amelia wind up unable to take hits that you kind of really need her to. But, on the flip side of that, she's fast, and she has good luck, which means that her dodge rate is going to be really nice. So, if she takes a hit, it can be a problem, but more likely than not, she's going to be dodging attacks, and she's going to be double attacking in return, which is awesome. Like, you can't beat that. It's perfect. So, when you take into consideration the fact that over the course of the game, she's going to have around 50 opportunities to increase all of her stats, and all of her stats except for, again, her strength, her defense, and her res, basically have a 50% chance to increase. You can see how she's very, very, very easily going to get a lot of rank ups very quickly. For comparison, we can take a look at Ross, seeing as how he functions very similarly due to being a trainee. Ross has 70% HP, 50% strength, 35 skill, 30 speed, 40 luck, 25 defense, and 20 resistance. So he's got similar defensive stats to Amelia, but he's got even more HP, more strength, and about the same, give or take 5 or 10% across the board from there. Fetid Claw, get that out of my face, please, thank you. And we're kind of seeing that with our Ross. He's a little slow, he's a little inaccurate, but he's got high power, he's got high HP, and he's generally speaking been able to dodge as well as take hits, which is nice. Now, we're starting to get a little congested here. And we do have that entombed we need to worry about. I almost want to say that we should fall back a little bit. There's 2 spaces that the entombed will be able to hit. If we don't retreat all the way down the stairs, which we certainly can. It might not be the worst idea, honestly. How do we want to do this, actually? Because we could... Actually, I think we're going to do this. We're going to drop the guy that has the Fetid Claw, and we'll rescue Naimi out of the way. That's how she's not getting attacked by guys from within her range. Okay. Naimi, again, getting these 1-point stat ups, which are really starting to hurt. But now... we can do this. Actually, this is fine, because then we can heal here with Natasha, and then we can move Seth next to Tana. We can take and drop Naimi. And then both Colm and Amelia are at full HP, so they'll be able to weather these hits as well as we need them to. Awesome. We figured out a strat. But, so since Naimi's been giving us some issues with levels, let's take a look at her growths. Now note, again, that growth rates, to some extent, are if not dictated by, at least set up to hopefully work with the class that a unit has. Amelia, keep doing what you're doing, girl. This is fantastic. But so Naimi, funnily enough, has pretty good growths, despite the showing that she's been giving us when she has been leveling. So Naimi has 55 HP, 45 strength, 50 skill, 60 speed, 50 luck, 15 defense, and 35 res. So realistically speaking, she should have really good stats. Now her base stats are pretty bad, which is definitely going to impact that. But consistently across the board, even though she has just as good growths as, if not better growths than, a number of our characters, she's struggling a little bit. And it's a little disappointing. Now, something that is nice, I should note I'm using Renais Forest to pull these stats from. Renais Forest, as I've mentioned in the past, being the preeminent fan site that has just all of the information you could ever possibly need about any Fire Emblem game. They've got it. They've got growth rates, they've got secrets, they've got recruitment requirements, they've got everything. So check them out. I'll throw a link in the description of this video for the stats page that I'm pulling from if you're curious and want to take a look at anything. But they also have the average stats of our potential units, and that can also lead to some pretty interesting discussion because you can look and see how your units are stacking up compared to other units. So we're going to take a look at that. We're going to see how our Naimi is doing, since again she is kind of the problem child of this run. This is a really tanky entomb. Wow. Alright. Since she's the problem child of the run, we're going to take a look at what her average stats should be, or could be, and see how they stack up. Very good, Seth. Thank you, sir. Oh, look at you getting a level. And a decent level at that. Very nice. So now we can get Tana in there, I would say. Finish him off, get a good chunk of experience. We can have Amelia finish off this other random guy. Get probably not a full level. At this point, I think she's going to be a high enough level that they're not going to give her huge chunks, but maybe it will. Maybe it will. Yes, Tana, bring it home. Bring it home. Maybe we soften him up a little bit first. Oh, never mind. Colm said he wanted the kill. Fair enough. Fair enough, sir. Can't argue with that. Ooh, especially when you get such a good level out of it. Good stuff. Okay, well, I guess we'll just move Amelia up and heal her then. We do have this entombed on the right that we need to worry about. Look at this guy not able to do any damage to Seth. Just taking that hit right on the shield. It's awesome. Ah, not quite a kill there. Okay. We'll have Colm do it. That's fine. Ooh, he might not actually get the kill. This might be where we get a softened up kill for Amelia. There we go. Very nice. So as of right now, Naimi is level 9. According to Renais Forest, at level 9, Naimi, quote-unquote, should or could have 21.4 HP, which we stack up on, 7.6 strength, which we stack up on, 9 skill, which we're a little bit better than, 10.8 speed, we're there, it's a little low, but we're there, 8 luck, which we're below, 4.2 defense, which we're right at, and 4.8 res, which we're above. So, realistically speaking, our Naimi is actually fairly average, which is not bad. Not bad. Perhaps I've been a little harsh on her, but also perhaps maybe Naimi's just not that great. Perhaps our other units are just super units, and she's just an okay unit. Hard to say. Ah, there it is. Level 10. Beautiful. But yeah, I think we could do this one of two ways, because I would like to highlight the growths and stats and average stats of the rest of our units as well, and kind of check in, see how they're doing. Is that something that you guys would like to see scattered throughout episodes like this, or should I do a dedicated episode periodically throughout the Let's Play, just checking in, seeing how our units are doing, seeing if they're ahead of the curve, behind the curve, things like that. And since we are getting to the point where we have more units than we can reasonably use on the regular, would you guys like to see me making decisions on who we're using based on what their stats are, what their stats could be, and what their average stats say they should be at? Because I can do it either way. And I'm curious to see what you guys would like to see. So, let me know. Stats throughout videos as general discussion, dedicated videos to stat check-ins or checkups, and how do we want to determine what units we're going to use more of? Let me know. Tana, just about hitting our goal. And note, we don't need to have everyone at exactly level 10. They can be a little below or a little above. That's fine. I basically just wanted to get some of our team members a little bit more up to speed while we were getting Tana and Amelia up to a usable level. Hey, look at you, Naimi. Good job. Level? Hey, very good. Wonderful. All right, Naimi. You're doing well for yourself. I think you're going to be all right, girl. I think you're going to be all right. Let's get Joshua a bit of a heal here. There's level 10 for Mulder. Very nice. Skill, luck, defense, and res. Good stuff. Starting to get those tanky stats that Mulder is so well known for. He, of course, being Mulder the Boulder. Amelia no longer needs experience, so we're just going to put her to the side. We'll leave Colm here with Naimi so that they can build some of their supports. And we'll bring Seth around so that the healers can get some healing off of him. Note that this Iron Blade, as I've mentioned before, is extremely heavy. It's hard to double with, it reduces your speed, which reduces your ability to dodge. And even so, Joshua is tearing house with it. And again, yes, they are zombies, they are revenants and entombed and whatnot, but, I mean, even so, there are characters who would be debilitated from trying to wield any sort of a blade like this. So, it's pretty impressive what he's able to do with it. Why not? We'll go with the heavy spear just so she can one-round this guy. Not optimal weapon usage in any of these training runs today either, I will fully admit. But, I mean, it's just fun. And sometimes you just gotta do what's fun. Optimization is not always the best path to take. And you know what? We pretty much got there for our goals. Just about everyone is level 10 or about to be level 10. And I'm quite happy with that. That's good stuff. We'll let Tana get some experience off of the boss here since she is currently the lowest level out of the party in the room. It'll give our healers a little bit more of an opportunity to heal. Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's fine, Tana. Thank you so much for finishing him off with a flourish. When we could have had more experience, but that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. Sometimes your units really do crit when you don't want them to. As a matter of fact, it seems like they often crit when you don't want them to. So, what can we do? We've lost out on a few points of experience for healing, and I mean, that's fine. We'll get there regardless. But so for now, that's pretty much all that we needed to do. Let's take a look at our units now, shall we? So we have Tana, who's level 9, looking quite beefy. Those stats are extremely impressive, so good job there. We have Natasha, who's also level 9, but about to be level 10. Really good healing stats going on. A rank in staves, which is choice. Tana is at a D in lances, which she'll get that improved, but it'll take a little while. Mulder looking a little bit less competent than Natasha if you compare the two. As a matter of fact, wow, she is just as tanky as he is. This is, wow. Huh, okay. Mulder is, he's showing off a little bit of a difference compared to how he normally runs for me. But, I mean, he's fast, he's got good skill. His luck is low, but he'll be able to do some good damage once he's able to use some attack magics. That's good. Also, actually, where's he at? Also at A for staves. Good. Seth. I mean, he's Seth. That's really all there is to say about that. Colm looking really solid. He's got the strength. He's got HP, skill, speed. He's looking good. He's got that C rank support with Naimi, which is something that I need to work on in general. Getting more supports with characters. It's so much more difficult to do in some of the older games compared to some of the new ones where they just throw supports at you. But sheer stat-wise, Colm's doing well. Naimi, as we've discussed, is actually doing okay now. She's pulled herself out of the gutter, and I think we're going to be able to continue using her. C rank in bows. Note, C rank in any physical weapon means that you can use the killer version of that weapon, which is a guaranteed plus 30% to your crit. So, once we start getting our hands on those, we'll start slapping them on characters. Don't you worry about that. Joshua, about to hit A rank in swords, which means he'll be able to start using silver swords, which is going to be gross. And just, again, generally good stats across the board. I'd like to see a little bit more strength on him, but I really can't complain about that too much. Amelia, almost even stats across the board, which, considering she's a level 10 recruit, and she has as good stats as most of our other units, she's just gross. She's going to be a powerhouse. Nothing else to say about it. She's about to hit D rank in lances, which is kind of inconsequential, honestly. Slim Lance, Iron Lance, and a Javelin is really all she's going to use for quite a while, and that's fine. I think she's going to be more than capable of handling herself with that. Eirika, doing great. I'm extremely happy with Erika's progress. Having 11 strength on her is wonderful. She's about, well, not quite about, but she's getting to A rank in swords. It's all good across the board. Arter's looking good. I'd like to see him have a little bit more skill. I'm kind of worried about his ability to hit stuff going forward, but I mean, for what it is, he's doing fine. He puts out magical damage. He's got the speed to double most things. It's good. Vanessa is fast. Can't deny her that. She is fast. She's not quite as beefy as Tana is, but that's fine. Tana just generally is always going to be tankier than Vanessa is, and that's okay. As it is, Vanessa's doing what she needs to do. It's to be determined if we're going to keep using her, but for what we need right now, it's good. My lad Ross is just Ross. I mean, he's got 31 HP, 15 strength, solid skill and speed, good defensive stats other than his res. I mean, the man's just a house, and he's going to continue to be a house. Our Cavaliers, I'm a little bit worried about. They've got good defensive stats going on, but they're all kind of slow. They have good constitution, so they're not getting slowed down by their weapons as much. But I don't know, man. These stats are a little lackluster. Ford just pretty much universally better than Franz across the board for the most part. And Kyle's lagging a little bit behind, but he has better defensive stats. So we'll keep using them all for now. But I'm not sure how they're going to turn out. And then, of course, Lute, who's on the bench. Not even going to question her. Garcia, doing perfectly fine. Don't know how much longer he's going to last in the party, but for what he does right now, it's good. And Gilliam. Poor Gilliam. We're not going to look at him any longer. All right. Well, that said, that's all the time that we have for this episode. When we come back, we're going to progress onto the Taraz Plateau and see what it has in store for us. It's going to be an interesting one. The Taraz Plateau can be tough, but I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. Until then, thank you all so much for hanging out for this kind of impromptu mini-sode. Again, let me know what you think of some of those questions we asked earlier in the video. What do you think of stats? What do you think of how we should display them? What do you think of little minisodes like this? Would you rather not see training sessions going forward, or would you rather hang out with me, chat, and see us level up our characters? Let me know what you guys think. I hope you all have a good night. Stay safe out there with all of the virusy things going on. Just take care of yourselves. And most importantly, remember, be good to each other. Bye-bye.